Bloody good evening to you chaps. How are we doing?
Oh, hello.
Excellent.
All right, so top draw. Fantastic to see you guys and our viewer as well. So even though I've gone for a slightly later start time of 9:10, we still haven't got everyone. So I think we'll wait until everyone's got in the house until we move along with the show proper. But just completely off piste, just before we went on air, I essentially sent Carl a link to something that is a self-sealing stem bolt.
It really is.
And they do work. They're absolutely brilliant. They're fantastic.
She paid you for it. Was it some land in Takara province?
But if you're ever stuck, he's got his own moon now. But
he's a people person.
If you're doing home theatre, like rewiring and stuff like that, and you don't want to have to get all your wires down to get near your soldering iron and whatnot, honestly, the solder seal wire connector, heat shrink, solder butt connectors, waterproof solder sleeves, soldering wire connectors, self-sealing are brilliant. I've been using them for years, and they're a fantastic little hack. So it essentially is a self-sealing stem bolt. Just a little hint, you'll need a lighter. You know those. I don't smoke anymore, but you know the lighters used to light cigars, like the windproof ones. You need one of them for it to really kind of seal it off. And as soon as the solder goes, boop, that's it. It's done. Like turn off the heat. You wait for the solder to go, boop, and have a few practice goes first. But honestly, they're the absolute brilliant. So yeah, there we go. So so right, okay, yes, we've got our whole viewer in now. So let's say good evening to, and obviously I understand every week that some people aren't able to watch the show live because they've got better things to do. So they will catch up. They will catch up during the week. So if you're catching up during the week, hi. You know, it's genuinely you've made the effort.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah, you've made the effort to come back and watch us during the week, and we really appreciate that. That's fantastic. So thank you so much. So let's say hello to first of all, everyone. Let's say hello to everyone that's watching us on Wednesday and wish them a happy Wednesday. Hey guys, how you doing?
How was Tuesday for you?
Yeah. I mean, God, it's not Tuesday. Yeah. I like when I go out and drink on a Wednesday. So
Pub quiz night.
Pool night for me on a Wednesday. Oh, it's my first match in my new league, my new season this Wednesday. First match, yeah. I'm drawn away. So yeah, it'd be good. So yes, hello to everyone, and hello to everyone that's watching us live now. Hello to Gary. Hey Gary, how you doing? Hey Christy, yes, we'll move on to that shortly. Very astute of you, Crystal. Hey Mark, how you doing? And hey Nadim, how you doing? So, and that's all we've got in at the moment. Maybe the late start time wasn't a good idea. But there we are.
It's often based on the fact I can't get my children to go to sleep before 9 o'clock, and it's always a desperate rush to join.
But we've got lots to talk about. We've got collectibles to talk about. We've got Star Trek Day to talk about. I'm not sure how much we can reveal about our ongoing negotiations of Riker Beer's appearance at Blackpool. Can we say more than negotiations are ongoing?
Well, I mean that's pretty much the entire update, isn't it? So
you are now up to date.
They're going well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they obviously want us to come. We're technically able to do it, although it is logistically an absolute nightmare. But we're making efforts because we heard you, the people. You said that you wanted us, and therefore we will do our best to oblige.
We were extremely touched. So if you're one of the people who went to Blackpool, this is sincerely, if you're one of the people who went to Blackpool and have commented on social media pages and while you were there and said, look, it's a great event, loved it, but it would have been enhanced by Riker's Beard's present. Thank you so much. There's been a lot of love for Riker's Beard and a lot of people saying, look, please see if you can get these guys and their toys. And in particular, there's been so much noise for the musical interlude. Yeah, we've had so much noise for it. So thank you for that, guys. It's really, we really do appreciate it, and we're doing everything we can do to make it happen for us to go. And I do believe if we do go, we're holding the first ever Ships Twister tournament.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Ships Twister tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, the shipwide Twister. We're going to have a trophy made and everything. I don't think there's going to be an olive oil round, but it's going to be a ship's Twister tournament. The Riker's Beard Twister Trophy.
I think we should get Gary, who's watching, to design and print that.
I think Gary should be in charge of that. I personally can't participate on medical grounds.
I think the trophy should look like just a mangle of arms and legs coming out of the transport team. Yeah.
Whoever's watching the comments, what was the name of the science officer that got mangled? The Vulcan science officer in the motion picture that got mangled.
Oh.
No Googling, just for fun.
I know.
Go on then, James.
I believe it was Sonak.
Sonak, Sonak.
I believe that was the answer.
I think you've made that up.
No, well, Google it then. You asked the question.
Those in the comments can put us straight on that. So we think we're going with Sonak. So we'll call it the Sonak Trophy for Riker's Beard Twister. And it will literally just look like, oh, I can go into my old Warhammer box and just get loads of spare arms and legs. Glue them together and I'll paint it. And it'll be the Riker's Beard Twister. Has anyone got Twister? Can you still get it?
Oh, yeah.
You can. And here's an interesting Riker's Beard related factoid about Twister. Our transporter pad was made by the same company that makes the mats for Twister.
Ooh.
So are we going to be... What, Dan? It didn't... Oh, that's very kind of you to say. So are we going to be playing the Twister tournament on the transporter pad?
I suppose we could, right foot pad 1.
Is it going to be
Or was it massively expensive, or could we actually commission them to do a Trek-themed Twister mat for us?
I think we could easily...
It was expensive, but, at the moment, people haven't yet all bought these to fund all the other stuff that we're trying to do. So before we commission, the Riker's Beard Twister mat, maybe we could sell those. The latest piece of Riker's Beard merch.
How are we going to do? I mean, we're going to have like teams, like Klingons v Vulcan. Like get everyone who if someone comes on the ship dressed as a Klingon, and we find it Klingons v Vulcans, we'll sort of carry it over, or we're just going to have just bare bones winner takes all tournament.
What about species with more than 4 limbs? I mean, that's not fair.
Who's got more than 4 limbs? Sorry.
What if you had 6 limbs? I mean, it'd be easy, wouldn't it?
I've completely misunderstood where this is going now. So this is the Riker's Beard Twister tournament, which is going to be happening in Blackpool. I think there should be a scoreboard for each species, and then we'll see which species wins. So when you come on the bridge, you have to face off against like a human, an Andorian, a Vulcan, a Klingon, whatever. And then you take away the transporter accident Sunak trophy, which I'm going to start work on next time I go into the loft and fish out my bits and pieces.
I'll tell you what, these poor people that are just joining and have absolutely no context to what we're saying.
Well, that's their fault for joining late. In short, there's going to be the new Riker's Beard Twister tournament in Blackpool for the Sonak Trophy, which is basically a mangle of arms. It's in very poor taste, but
what we got back didn't live long.
Have you seen The Fly 2?
Oh, The Fly was bad enough.
The Fly 2, that dog that's been turned inside out. Yeah,
the animal is inside out.
So yes, that's the exciting.
Then it exploded.
So let's just recap for those who joined late. But there's going to be now the Riker's Beard International Twister Tournament. I think it should be international, which is going to be taking place. Hey, Vicky, which is going to be taking place at Blackpool next year. So get your team. Get your team names in. Would like to hear them. Hey, Paula, how you doing? Get your team names in, and we'll crack on with that. But we've got real Trek stuff to write on Pink Worm.
Maybe
I
not.
Well, that's the After Dark tournament.
Yes. That's Riker's Beard Twister Noir. I think we may have disabled Richard with that one. Well done, Dan. You've broken Richard.
We'll be back right after these messages.
Have you got anything from our sponsor, Richard?
We've got something from our sponsor while I have a bit of a cry. What have we got? Oh, God. No, we can't play that. No, it's okay. I've recovered. We don't have anything from the sponsor. Yeah, we're not quite in there. So we've got some exciting Trek stuff to talk about. Stuff that I've had a really busy weekend DIYing, so I've not had a chance to act upon the exciting information that you chaps shared with me about the new releases that are coming from fan homes. So I think really, do we have a sting for this? Where's Carl's Collectibles jobby? Here we go. Right. So, Carl, please talk us through the exciting news. Actually, we've got two lots of exciting. If you don't know about the first one that's happening up the road from me, then just talk about the one that I do know you're aware of, and then I'll chime in. Please let us know.
Okie dokie. So let me see if this works. Hopefully it does.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, yes, it did.
Yes, there they are. Look at that.
That's the Star Trek Online one in the middle there. I've got that ship. That's my ship on Star Trek Online. Odyssey.
The Odyssey class.
Yeah.
Odyssey class, yeah.
If you ever go on Star Trek Online, by the way, please do add me as a friend. We'll do missions together. It's really good fun. It's free to play. And I'm a rear admiral. I really am. I've been playing it for years. I am. I've been playing it for years. Literally, when it first came, I was like one of the first people. I've got if you play the game and you're watching, I've been playing it for that long. My character has a Foundry badge. That's how long I've been playing it. They're like the most sought after badges in the game. And I submitted an episode that you could play, so I got a Foundry badge for doing that about 10 years ago. So there we are. Anyway, please continue with the news.
So after the fall of Eagle Moss, Fanhome picked up their Build It Enterprise that James and myself, James is working on. I've yet to start.
This one.
Everyone who was fortunate enough to pick it up where they left off now has all the pieces. I've been starting to see complete ones come online. But this basically looks like they've also picked up the Starships collection. The rights to do that. These are
those bases do look very familiar, don't they?
The bases, the stands, the only difference being
probably not. Hopefully, they're not as cheap and fragile as they will be. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, some of them were terrible, weren't they? The stands and the.
I think that was the problem I felt with the Eagle Moss, and why I cancelled my subscription was the consistency. You seem to get I think it started off, most were pretty good, and then it tailed off, and then kind of 1 in 5 was good, and the others you literally just would throw at your children. Yeah.
Nothing could marry up to the Malon freighter, really, could it?
Oh well, I think they peaked with that one, didn't they? Really?
Yeah.
Every time I'm on the throne, I think of that.
So yeah, as with the Starships collection, each one's going to come with a nice little magazine, information, etc. And what do we know about it so far? Well, basically, they're doing a limited collection by the look of it.
22 centimeters, so that long.
Yeah. Yes, and they're all going to be, they're all going to be between 15 and 25 centimeters for the standard collection. 20 ships they've got planned, starting with delivery of the Titan A in November. So that all of these are going to be for everything from the new era of Trek. So everything from Discovery onwards.
So then they can just rebadge it Enterprise G and get 2 uses out the same mold.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
Well, I think I personally, just sorry to butt in, but I'm really, because I think a lot of the ships that we saw in Discovery and whatnot, like glimpses of Voyager's refit and glimpses that that you didn't really get to see them in a whole amount of detail. on the screen. So this is an opportunity perhaps for us to see them a bit better. I mean, certainly to segue on from what you might be saying next, are we possibly going to get to see the Protostar?
It is listed. It is listed. So, they've got 20 models planned. And alluding to what you were just saying, we didn't really get to see all of them that much on screen. But these models have been developed from the original VFX files that they've used in the series. So they all are as accurate as they can be, sort of thing. And we're going to get to look at the detail. So they're also going to be doing a few XL size ships. These are going to be 30 centimeters in length, and these are going to be the specials. So they're going to be the Enterprise F, the Odyssey class. They're going to be the let's see what else we've got in here. The Enterprise G, the Voyager A, the Protostar.
I'll just jump in here and say, if you are watching Fan Home and would like to be sponsoring the show, an XL Odyssey class with the name plating Riker's beard would be amazing for us to have on the show, and you can post it to me. I would also plug it in Star Trek Online.
Well, surely what you would want is the Titan.
No, I don't want the pizza. It looks like a pizza cutter. It's a bit shit. I want the Odyssey. Thank you. But actually, could you skip back a page, please?
Yeah.
It's a pizza cutter. That's what they use in Pizza Hut.
They've taken the elegance of the Constitution class and then made it look a bit brutal, haven't they?
Made it look very practical in an Italian restaurant.
Yes. So you've got two options, and you can either do single purchases per ship, which is £55 for your standard ones, which is going to need to have £4 for shipping added onto it.
55 English pounds?
I'm sorry, I'm attempting to buy a model of a starship, not cocaine.
Yep. If you subscribe, you get a discount, and each of the issues will roll in at £47 per ship for the standard ships.
So we're looking at about £2,000, are we? For the
just a moment, my
about £1,000 for all of them.
About £1,000. But on top of that, these XL ships are going to be up to £80 a model.
Okay, so let's just quickly wind back and backtrack a little bit here on my harsh comment there from our good friends at Fan Home that might send us a ship free. We don't know what these models are like yet. So if I'll be blunt, if they're the same quality as the XL Eagle Moss ones, then I'm not. That's overpriced.
See, one or two of the XL Eagle Moss ones were really good detail, and they were well constructed. But like you said, the quality was hit and miss.
It's even with the XL models, it's very hit and miss. It's kind of like they released the first couple really good quality, and you're like, oh yeah, they're brilliant. I'll get the next one. It arrives, you're like, oh my god, it looks like that.
Yeah,
dropped
the
out.
Enterprise D was the first one you got, wasn't it? And that looked incredible. And then you got, I think, the Enterprise A.
Enterprise A,
and it really was, quite a step down.
Gosh, do you remember the shocking Enterprise E one? That was
it was pretty lacking in detail.
Yeah. So we don't know what they're going to be like yet. So hopefully the feedback from not just from us, from everyone will be felt. And if they're going to be charging this sort of money, I've not got a problem with it if the models live up to it. So please, Fan Home, send them to us, and we will give a fair and honest evaluation of them on the show.
Would you like to see
what other ships you should do?
Would you like to see the first 5 ships that they'll be releasing?
Yes, please.
Okay. So we start off with the Titan A, as we've seen. And then we get the Shrike from Picard 3.
It's very similar to the baddies in Insurrection. What were they? The Sonar?
Scimitar. Oh, in Insurrection, yeah, the Sonar, yeah.
Yeah, that looks very similar to what they were flying with. Big, jaggedy, looked a bit like a claw.
Yeah. Thing. And then we get the Stargazer from Picard Season 2.
Ooh, we didn't see enough of her, did we?
We didn't know, and I'm looking forward to that one. I do like the look of that one. And we also get the Farragut from Strange New Worlds. So that's
I don't remember seeing the Farragut in Strange New Worlds. When did we see that?
It was in the final episode of season 1 where Pike jumps forward to the alternate future from what was the original episode called with the Romulans? Balance of Terror.
Balance of Terror.
Yeah. So we get that, and then we get Richard's lovely ship here. And we also get, now I believe this one was this the ship?
That was Beverly's ship at the beginning of Picard
season 3.
Yeah.
The Ilios?
It's a medical ship.
Yeah, Ilios. So those are going to be the first 5 that they release to us.
I mean, the only thing that's a little disappointing about that is that the scales are not parallel, are they? I appreciate that, there's the Stargazer and the Ilios there's no real way to make them fit with each other because one would be about a foot long and one would be 2 inches.
Yeah. Well, the Odyssey class is huge. That's a massive ship. Yeah.
Yeah, so it does mean that you're going to have a variety of scales, but it can't be helped, really, can it?
So on that, if it's going to be a limited collection of 20 ships, which other ones would you like to see from the modern era of Trek in there?
We haven't got a huge amount of choice, to be honest.
No. I'm really hoping to do a really detailed, big version of the Borg cube that we saw in Picard season 1, because that was a lovely rendering.
What with the chunk missing from it in the force field?
Yeah.
I think for me personally, the Protostar and the Voyager refit in the current Prodigy season, I'll be most excited about. I really do like the interior of the new Voyager is rubbish, but the outside of it is just brilliant. So I'm excited to see that, and the Protostar, which is a fantastic looking ship as well.
Does that appear in Prodigy then, Richard? Because I've only seen up to most of the way through season 1 on that.
What, the Voyager refit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which it's Voyager A, because the original Voyager is in the Fleet Museum, isn't it? So it's not refitted.
But I'm not certain if it's meant to be a refit or whatever. It's not the stupid one with floating nacelles that appears in Discovery. It's a nice looking.
The Voyager J.
J, that one, isn't it? Yeah.
That does mean they're burning through Voyagers faster than Enterprises, then.
They all get lost. Some of them get home, some of them don't. I mean,
A couple down the back of the sofa somewhere.
What's this down here? That's the Voyager B. No wonder it was so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Sticking in the back of my leg.
Exciting, further collectible exciting news then that we've been aware of for some time, but have been unable to share publicly, is that the factory literally just up the road from me, Corgi, is releasing another ship. Now, they recently released a die-cast Enterprise D, which, in my opinion, is probably the best, as in the most happy I've been with for the money I've paid ship that I've bought. It's absolutely fantastic. I really can't stress enough how much I'd like them to send me a free one. But I will say, if you are watching Mr. Corgi, it was a beautiful model. The stand was rubbish. It was absolutely shocking. So they are now bringing out the Enterprise refit as their next one, and I believe it's scheduled for, I think, next year at some point. But if it's anywhere near the quality of the Enterprise D they've released last year, then my name's going to be on the list for one, whether they give me a free one or not. It's absolutely smashing. Fantastic.
And if you're quick, it's not a huge discount, but the Enterprise D and the original TOS Enterprise, both the Corgis, are currently on offer on Amazon. You get about 5 knocked off, so they're currently just under £50 each.
Honestly, I can't speak for the A because I've not got that one, but the D is absolutely incredible. You want to budget yourself a little bit of money to get a decent stand for it. Funny enough, the Eagle Moss Enterprise D stand fitted it perfectly. And it's a much better stand. So if you get yourself a second hand, but they released about 1 billion of those Enterprise Ds, so it can't be hard to find a stand for it. Unless you like a big, chunky, rubbish-looking plastic stand for your beautiful ship to stand
Get a
on.
friend to print one for you.
I think genuinely, I think what I like the most. Could you bring up your screenshots of the ones they're bringing out again? The
Yeah,
little
yeah.
slideshow you did. So I'd like to just as a personal collector. So I think what I really like about the Eagle Moss stands is in the vast majority of cases that they think quite hard about, okay, it's got to be balanced, but how is it going to suit the ship? So if you could go on one again, Carl. Okay, so here we've got, if I'm honest with you, I don't think the stand suits the Titan. Jokes about pizza cutter and stuff aside, it kind of draws attention to its worst feature a bit. So that's not quite a well thought through one. But on the right hand side, that's a perfect example of how you do a stand. It's at the back. It's thought about it. Skip on again. The Stargazer one you can't even see. Perfect. The Farragut one, again, it's. I like the Farragut. I like the fact you've got a big saucer shape at the top. Kind of spoils a bit having the big clips.
Yeah, you could maybe have done with having it so that it sits on top of the stand rather than hooked on.
And skip along again. And again, the Odyssey one, that's fine because it goes with the lines. The lines, if that makes sense. So it's understated. That works. And the one on the right, that's fine as well. So you can make. I guess the point I'm trying to make is you can make a beautiful ship, but if it's not displayed correctly, it's going to look a bit naff. And sorry, Corgi, that's the problem that you really had with your Enterprise D. It's the best on Enterprise D model I have, but the stand is rubbish. I think I did put a picture on Riker's beard some months ago of my Enterprise D with the Eagle Moss stand, the Corgi D with the Eagle Moss stand instead. I don't think I'd put a picture up one with the original stand because it was that bad. I didn't want to show anyone. But yeah. The box it came in was beautiful, and the ship itself is beautiful as well. So, yes, yeah. So here we go. So yeah, that's
look at that.
It's a wonderful model, but look at that stand. Oh my word! It's
clumsy looking, really, isn't it?
Oh, it's like they spent all that time doing that good ship, and then they let someone's kid design the stand. It's just, yeah. It's a beauty. Genuinely, again, so pleased. Massive, big thing. If you have the Corgi Enterprise D and the Eagle Moss one, wow, the difference in color. The colors are completely different. Are hugely different colors. So although they probably machined to the same specs, dimensions, all the rest of it, I wonder if there is actually a specific color chart they're supposed to follow and haven't done. But, the color difference was huge. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, when you're looking at ships against different backgrounds, it can be different. But when you own two models and you put them side by side, it's like, whoa, they're drastically different. There we are.
Yeah, I was always surprised with the Enterprise A, how much blue there was on it when you looked at it. Because when you see it in the movies, you don't really see that at all. But you look at the actual filming miniature, and it's dark egg blue around the base of the nacelles. Quite a few
around the deflector as well, isn't it?
Yeah. And in fact, the filming model of the Enterprise D, you never realised quite all the Aztecing on it because there was so much of it. The detail was lost in the resolution you saw on screen.
How does the Aztecing work with the build the Enterprise D that you're doing, James? Is it something you add on afterwards, or
no? It's all the pieces come formed with the Aztecing. Let me just see if I might have a bit or two handy here. Let me see.
It's like heartbeat.
Perhaps next week I'll see if I can fish some out. Yeah, no, it is actually a very good job they've done on that. But that takes us on to another collectible we haven't mentioned, which is the Tomy Enterprise A, or at least refit, which is reaching the end of its crowdfunding campaign. So if you want to go for that,
is that the one that costs about $3,000 or something?
No, it's more like 600.
600 roughly.
$600.
Or 700 prostitutes.
But you can only order it to be posted to an address, I think, in the States or possibly Canada as well.
Yeah.
Tomy have put up details of package forwarding companies that will allow you to ship to them, and they will ship it on to you. But it is looking at I don't think it's 1/350 scale, so that's about 18 inches long. That's a pretty big model.
It's about that big, isn't it?
Yeah, about 18 feet you've got there. And it's all lit up with the Aztec, and it's a beautiful looking thing from what I've seen. So, tempted very much by that, subject to the difficulty of getting one over to the UK.
Just quickly, if you are watching the show, we've had no comments come through for about 20 minutes. I'm wondering if the comments section is broken. If you are there, please say hi, because it's a bit weird for us to be this quiet. Let's hope the stream is still going ahead.
Can anybody see us? Are you there?
So we've covered possibly the most exciting parts of news that we have: the Riker's Beard Twister tournament with the Sunak Trophy, and the launch of the new ships.
They dozed off. They dozed off when we were actually talking about stuff.
This was what happens when we talk about Star Trek. People switch off. They just go.
Not why they did, is it? It's just blatantly not.
Cup of tea. They've stopped talking about Twister.
Team's happy.
Oh yeah, well, talk about Star Trek. So, so what have we, in terms of watching Star Trek? So how have we been? Have you guys managed any of? I think you said you've still not watched Prodigy season 2, have you, James?
I've managed to watch in the last 24 hours 2.5 episodes of Prodigy season 1, and I'm terribly excited because Chakotay has appeared, and obviously all my dreams have come true.
Did he get his medicine bundle out?
And there's been a hologram Janeway, but also the Admiral Janeway has turned up, so that's kind of fun. But she's flying around in the Dauntless, which, correct me if I'm wrong, when the Dauntless appeared in Voyager, it wasn't really a Starfleet ship. It was some alien pretending it was Starfleet, wasn't he? So when
and it also then flew off into an armada of Borg cubes.
Yes. So, did Starfleet see the Voyager logs and go, actually, that looks like a really good idea, we'll just build that anyway? Because the bridge and everything that they've built on it, that I've seen, is exactly as it appeared in the episode.
I have to be honest with you, I have watched the entirety of season 1. I can't remember what happened.
It's ongoing, isn't it? And not characters that you really care about, to be honest.
Yeah, it's
one of the episodes I saw today, Captain O'Connor appeared, and I thought, well, that's outrageous.
Who's Captain O'Connor?
He's from the episode The Outrageous O'Connor from The Next Generation. He's the one who shags Terry Hatcher.
Oh, yeah.
He literally saw the penny drop then.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to love
appeared in Lower Decks.
I used to love the New Adventures of Superman. Do you remember that episode where Terry Hatcher had a bubble bath? Oh, lovely. I don't know how they explain the Dauntless.
I just picked up on that as it appeared. Well, hang on, that was never.
You can have the Dauntless. It is a canon ship in Star Trek Online, and I remember thinking a similar thing. Yeah. It's a cool looking chip,
It's a funny looking thing. It's sort of like a cheese wedge with some underslung nacelles.
So they did actually design the Dauntless, and they sent the files to the Delta Quadrant for the Voyager crew to try and build to get home, and they were intercepted by the alien that used them to create the facsimile. There we are.
Well, so are you saying Starfleet just sent Voyager an email saying, look, here's how to build a better ship?
It's quite similar to when you send a complaint.
Oh, go and build an entire starship.
Yeah. It's very similar to when you send a complaint to IKEA when the ship doesn't go together. And they send you back more complicated instructions.
Look, here's a tree and some nails.
We're not building Jesus.
Oh, blasphemy.
Yes, apologies if you're watching this and you're Jesus. So, yeah, that's how we like it. So in terms of watching Star Trek, I'm now on season 3 with the kids of watching Enterprise, which I think is the definitive season. And it got me thinking. I mean, even the kids have picked up on, like, Dad, it's got a bit more serious now. It's not as fun. They're really kind of, and I know they were struggling a lot for ratings in Enterprise. It wasn't doing that well, and obviously, quite famously with Voyager, again, critics liked it, the fans loved it, but the ratings weren't doing well. Brought in 7 and 9, fair enough. Obviously, we know with the Next Generation, they got Frakes to grow a beard. But in terms
Hence our
of
name.
yeah, but in terms of like a counterpoint when you're watching Star Trek, I mean, there's a very, very obvious one with Enterprise season 3, quite an obvious one with Voyager. I do actually think it's quite obvious to me with Next Generation, the way they stopped trying to faff about so much and just got on with a bit more. They made sure they had a bit of action, a bit of, they kind of balanced it better from season 3 onwards. And it got me thinking, was there a point like that in Deep Space Nine? Was the Dominion War? Was that a specific? Was that always cooking?
Your microphone's gone funny suddenly. You sound like you're at the bottom of a well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me or?
We hear you, but it just went very funny.
Am I still funny?
Seems all right at the moment.
Here and there.
Like I'm a clown? Like I'm here to amuse you? What?
You did.
You are here to amuse us.
Yeah. Is there a counterpoint in? It got me thinking about DS9. Is there a counterpoint in DS9? Do you think the Dominion War was always planned, or do you think they did that? They put some action in it for ratings.
The first mention of the Dominion was in season 2 of DS9 with the Ferengi episode Rules of Acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very early on. So they had it on the back burner for a while.
So do you think they always were going to take it that way, or do you think that it was just they threw it into the pot as something they might come, like they did with Riker's evil brother? They had one episode with him. They could have done more with him, maybe not. Like they did with I've forgotten who's the one that bonked Patrick Stewart.
Kelsey Grammer.
No, she did one episode in TN. She did two TNG episodes.
Bash.
The archaeologist, yeah, and he did actually.
9 episode.
And Patrick Stewart did actually run off with her in real life, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And again, they offered her a part. It seemed to me like in DS9 they were throwing a few things here and there, and I wonder if the Dominion War actually was their counterpoint.
It's kind of like the one that stuck, isn't it? Because it linked in with other characters such as Odo, allowed them to incorporate so many other things from the Trek universe, the Klingons, the Romulans, Cardassians, and they managed to bring it all in there, didn't they?
I think everyone just got very bored of the Marquis very quickly, and just my personal opinion.
Eddington was a good sort of like Cisco. He was brilliant.
Really enjoyed that. He's just the man. He's just the man.
Who enjoys the bit where Cisco just says, "Right, you've got 20 minutes to get off this planet before I poison the atmosphere irreparably"?
But again, they closed the book on that, I thought, really well. But I think that was the counterpoint for DS9. And you look at all the really kind of the golden era of Treks, they've all had that counterpoint. And it comes back to something, again, that we've talked about on the show before, and that's reactive writing. That's reactive writing, and something that I feel is very much missing. Even don't get me wrong, I like Strange New Worlds, but that it's very much missing is reactive writing.
Again, they kind of seem to be doing, like we said with DS9's first couple of seasons, they're throwing a lot of things at the wall and seeing what sticks, almost.
Alan Moraine, count 2, 3. Alan Moraine, you'll come with me.
Yeah, that didn't stick, fortunately.
Do you remember that episode with Rumpelstiltskin?
Oh, if wishes were horses. Oh, no.
Oh, dearie me.
I suppose you could you could kind of say that with DS9, the bit where it really all kicked in. So you've got the Riker's beard, obviously for TNG.
Yeah.
It's the Cisco shave, isn't it? For
yes, and the goatee.
Yeah, that's when it really got going with that long story arc sort of thing. They'd been simmering it for a while, and then they turned the heat up, and off it went. Because also that was obviously the point where they brought Worf back in as well.
Weird Warrior. Season 1.
Oh yeah, they went all in with that, with the extra guns on DS9. They thought,
again, like we were saying before, that was due to ratings, wasn't it?
Yeah, people aren't watching it, so let's blow shit up. You know, that's it's
bring back a familiar face, blow a few things up, everyone will love it.
But what I'm anxious to know, of course, is in Richard's view, what was the point at which Discovery really improved?
Season 5, episode 10, I think it was. Right towards the end of the episode, like within like the last millisecond, it was.
I think again, what let me down the most about Discovery is they had. Do you remember when they first got thrown into the future and we did the show and we were all really excited for it?
Yeah,
they've essentially wiped the slate clean. We were all really like, oh wow, this is going to be the Riker's beard moment. Discovery's got a really good opportunity to be good, and we want to watch it. And they literally just did the absolute dirty on us and just found new depths to sink to.
They gave us 4 good episodes in that season. The first 4 episodes were all right, and then they're just kind of like, whatever.
I just none of it. Even the ones I should have liked. Do you remember I think the first episode where Burnham just went on a massive murder spree and just killed
Cake is eternal.
Oh,
what sort of Trek is that? Cake is eternal.
What a horseshit it was. I mean, it really was. And the amount of money, like 45 million per episode.
What did they spend it on?
Yeah, exactly. What were they spending? It weren't the effects, because they were shit. What were they spending the money on? Good God. It wasn't the writing. God, I hope they weren't paying it to Mary Wiseman. But anyway, of
course, she's going to be in Starfleet Academy, isn't she, Richard?
Yeah, and taking the piss aside, or as always, excited to see it. Joe, case in point, I always used to hate the actor Leonardo DiCaprio. Didn't rate him. Didn't see what the fuss was about. Watched one film, Blood Diamond, completely changed my mind, and I've enjoyed all his work. Yeah. Yep, I've enjoyed his work after that, and I've even
okay. Dabbing with faint praise there, Rashid.
So, I'm really, really hoping that the Starfleet Academy with Commandant Lassard and Mary Wiseman is
many wonderful,
many. I can't wait for the Blue Oyster Bar.
I so hope someone does that.
Oh, where is it? I didn't have it queued up.
Blue Oyster, down the road on the left, James.
Mary Wiseman wearing a really tight T-shirt that says "One in the Oven."
There we go.
And Motormouth Jones doing warp sounds.
they can get him to be the communications officer, can't they? you're breaking up.
Machine gun one.
Sorry, I can't talk. I'm just in a transporter beam.
Oh, that'd be great. And Worf as Hightower. Oh no, it's too far. How long do Klingons live? No, he's probably dead by then.
Well, hang on.
Rashid says he'd like Discovery a lot. Have you been to a doctor? It has its faults, but I respect that you just didn't like it. Well, that's the thing. Genuinely, Rashid, joking aside, if people have enjoyed it, then I'm really pleased they have. I genuinely pleased they have. But please don't tell other people that you have, or they'll make more of it.
No, I think the ship has sailed on Discovery. I don't think that's coming back.
Oh, so
But as we've said before, like a buffet, we don't all like the same things, and we can all enjoy the buffet as a whole.
I like that metaphor. Yes, I like that.
Have you been watching Louis Theroux's again?
No.
Okay. But yeah, so fantastic. We've got, and I wanted to touch base on this. So I saw some Star Trek friends of mine last night, and they were asking me questions that I couldn't answer. Like Section 31, that's coming out January still, are we fairly sure?
I think so.
When's the next season of Strange New Worlds coming out?
April, I think it's due.
Oh, it's as late as April. Okay. Apart from that,
So, Richard, do we go down to Blockbuster, rent the Section 31 direct-to-video, and then go back to yours and watch it?
I think we probably should.
Yeah.
I think we should have an open watch along. Oh, we could have the first round of Twister. We could have an open watch along for that.
Yes.
But yes, apart from that, there's nothing else Star Trek going on the pipeline at the moment, is there? I think it's all gone a bit quiet.
What happened about Star Trek 4, as in the Kelvinverse films? Is that still happening?
That's gone very quiet. That's gone very quiet.
It's still in the making, on the cards, blah, blah.
Well, Rashid seems to think that it started filming. I hadn't heard that.
I think he's right. I've seen a picture of the cast at the Star Trek stage, which is in Toronto.
Yeah.
Film all the stuff out. Out of interest, why move to Canada?
I can answer this question. So the reason why they're going to Canada is because everyone thinks that Canada's great because Justin Trudeau's relatively good looking and not an old man. And in reality, he's an absolute gobshite. So Canada has like one of the best records for being environmentally friendly. Do you know what they do with all their recyclable waste?
Do they send it to somewhere like, I don't know, Taiwan?
Yes, exactly that. But first of all, they sell it to an American company. The American company then puts it all onto a barge and then sends it to Taiwan, and then Taiwan dump it in their ocean. And Canada go, look at our oceans, they're lovely and clean. Honestly, wankers. Sorry, le wankers. It's ridiculous. Justin Trudeau, my arse, wanker. Sorry, I had to get that one off me. But there we go. James is going. Yeah,
I have an anecdote that involves me and the Canadian High Commissioner who I was sitting with once.
Did he ask you to throw his waste away?
No, I can't say it in public. I'll tell you guys off air about my meeting with the Canadian High Commissioner. Actually, guys, speak amongst yourselves. I have to go downstairs and get something for one of our many features that we've got to cram into the next 11 minutes.
Oh, crikey. 11 minutes. Wow.
Well, we can overrun.
Yeah. Where do you think he's gone, Richard?
I'll be honest with you. I strongly suspect he's gone to apply some cream.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We won't dig into that one.
I mean, it's one of those creams that reduces things rather.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've heard of those. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, James normally would use an expansion cream, as we all would, you know. But yeah, it's a reduction cream.
Right. Yeah. Bit sensitive then. Yeah.
How's the office rebuild going?
It's going. Yeah. The furniture wise, we're pretty much there.
Is that better?
have it.
You...
Oh, what are you two doing, you naughty boys?
You might want to watch the replay. I tell you what, you couldn't have given us a better comment. Yeah, the office rebuild's coming along nicely. All the furniture's in place now. I'm just doing electricals.
Marvelous. With the self-cleaning stem bolts.
Yeah. James just made my night. That was honestly brilliant.
I'm delighted.
Does he have many people's nights on many occasions? James, what did you have to rush off to show us?
Well, do we have the booze reviews for you, Sting?
Don't ever ask us to talk amongst ourselves again, James.
It's just flawless and seamless, this show, isn't it? So professional. Oh, is that all we get?
You were cut short.
All right. Well, anyway, as some people may have noticed, because there's at least one person in the comments has mentioned it, today is Star Trek Day. Why is it Star Trek Day, Carl?
Because it marks the 58th anniversary of the first episode being aired.
It might be 59th, I think, but yeah. Anyway, what's that got to do with booze reviews for yous? So I'm lucky enough to have met a lady who was willing to marry me, even though she hadn't been hit on the head or anything like that. And she came home the other day with a gift for me, which was this.
Oh, yeah.
Which is available from B&M Bargains.
Let me make you big. Hang on. There we go.
There it is. So you get a glass and a can of Captain's Log Session IPA. For those of you who don't know about proper beer, IPA stands for India Pale Ale.
Indian Pale Ale.
There's a variety of which Pale Ale was shipped out to the colonies in India, and it had to be made in such a way that it would survive the sea journey to get there. Anyway, as you know, I'm a fan of beer. But look, so you get this fantastic glass.
A wine glass.
A goblet, even.
That's really nice. B&M Bargains, did you say?
B&M Bargains. I think it's like a £5 for one of those.
£7, I believe.
And so then you look at that and you think, oh gosh, that's going to be a nice big can of beer. But then you find that it's a con, and it's and it's the size of a normal can of fizzy pop. So I just thought I'd crack that open. I have refrigerated it, which is why I had to go downstairs and get it. What is it? 4.2%. That's about average for an IPA. Probably a little on the light side. Let's see what it's like, shall we?
It's got a nice sound.
This is my celebration of Star Trek Day.
It's quite nice and light, so I'm imagining quite sort of like citrusy and hoppy.
Yeah, well, IPAs do tend to have a bit of a hoppy element to them. What's it say on the can? Let me see.
It is.
It's American style IPA. That's a bad start. American. Delicate balance of flavour and hoppiness, delivering taste and texture without being overly strong. Shouldn't give you a hangover as bad as Romulan ale will. We wouldn't know because we're good and we know that's illegal.
It's illegal, yeah.
Oh, we've never made that on stage in front of people.
I mean, I'm going to have to say that's pretty average. If I were you, I'd go out and get a Adnam's Ghost Ship. That's a much better IPA.
Push out.
Well, that's all right.
No. I'd push for a Gads number 5, which is brewed in Ramsgate.
Well, there you go. So that's your can of Captain's Log IPA, available from B&M Bargains, which is a chain in the United Kingdom.
Off-piste, I would like to share some sad news as Dan is watching. He put a post here up. Strangely well, 3 people invited us to. That's what I'm going to have Discovery for. Yeah, you've always got to have a silver lining. And I think 2 years ago, close to this date, the three of us and Dan went for a delicious meal at a restaurant close to me where we didn't see a sunset. But the food was fantastic, and we all enjoyed, in particular, their specialty burger. And I went there for a meal last night, and guess what they no longer have on the menu?
The speciality burger?
Yeah, I can't believe they don't sell it anymore. I know. It was like the best thing on the menu. It's not normally I'll order a burger when I'm out, but it was that good. But they don't sell it anymore. Yeah.
Oh, he's gone to get his special edition Star Trek IPA.
He's upset he's never experienced that burger. It was a really nice burger. I just can't believe they don't sell it anymore. That's incredible.
It's okay.
There we are. But there we go. Right.
Okay.
What's going on?
It's very rare you find a burger that nice.
I'm struggling with the no burger.
Yeah. I had their steak instead, and it was okay. I mean, I'm not going to complain about it, but it wasn't as nice as the burger. They've gone down a more sort of seafood route, and I don't eat seafood myself. Doesn't me. Well, about at time, chaps.
Right. Carl, did you have the wish clip?
Yes.
No. Okay. Well, I mean, this is related to Star Trek Day as well. So
related to Star Trek, and we're going to play it. Okay.
Yeah. Let's have the wish sting. Yes. So while we enjoy our Captain's Log IPA, let's go back to where it all began. Roll VT.
A lonely ship streaks along an endless path. It's the mammoth starship Enterprise. Follow her trackless journey each week on Star Trek. William Shatner stars as Captain James Kirk, Starship Commander, and Leonard Nimoy stars as Science Officer Spock, half Earthling, half Vulcanian. There are hazards that beset the Enterprise and its crew on board ship and on alien planets. Don't miss Star Trek in color.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, it looks
It's
all
not
right.
kind of wrong, but the music department really phoned that in, didn't they?
The way that they described Spock as being half Vulcanian.
Glad they changed that.
Well, there you go. I just thought that was a bit of fun. I saw that earlier today. I thought we really should play it on Star Trek Day.
It was fun, and thank you for bringing it to our attention, James, on Star Trek Day. So let's wish everyone a happy Star Trek Day.
Happy Star Trek Day, everybody.
Happy Star Trek Day.
Yeah. Live long and prosper, and as always, look after yourselves and each other.
Wipe the floor.
With what?
A mop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good as anything.
Yeah. And on that bombshell, we'll see you all next week.